All right, hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic and we are playing some historic goblins today. I am really excited to be jumping into this. I recognize I hadn't actually played this. I played against it a ton and I figured I wanted to at least showcase the deck, show you guys why it's worth playing goblins, why I think it actually is the best deck in historic right now, and to prove that we're going to be playing it in best of 3 rather than best of 1, which I typically do, just because I'm also wanting to rank up. So we're going to take it into Mythic. We're going to be playing this out. There are a bunch of different ways to go about goblins, and I changed this one up a little bit. I kind of neck decked what was the best one right now. I changed things up a tiny bit, but overall this is kind of just the best deck in historic right now. And so there's a few different ways to go about it. You can bring in black and bring in like Call of the Death Dweller, which let's bring Goblin Chain Whirler back into the battlefield with a Death Touch counter, which kills all of their board and does damage to face, all that kind of stuff. So like there are ways to go about it with that. I've seen that deck quite a few times. This deck is built all around trying to get to Muxus early. We have a bunch of ways to tutor up stuff with Goblin Matron. Lets us just bring a Muxus to hand or Krenko or whatever that we're needing, our Skirk Prospector. So the main combo here is, first off, ramp. We have Skirk Prospector, Wily Goblin to help us ramp up to our Muxus. So if we have a turn 1 Skirk Prospector, that is the dream. It is a little bit awkward not having more 1-drops in a Goblin deck right now, but I think this is actually kind of right because we have so many Goblin War Chiefs to be able to try to get to other stuff. This is where I changed the deck up a little bit. The original deck had 4 copies of War Chief. I do like that. It means that we can get to Muxus a little bit earlier if you have multiple copies. At the same time though, Goblin Chieftain is just better, and I think that having more copies of this is better. So 3 and 3 works out here. We get to win with just going wide with our goblins as well. Goblin Instigators are consistent snooping. We'll play multiple goblins off the top of our library. Wily Goblins, again, letting us ramp up to other stuff, but also just another good 2-drop. Gem Palm Incinerator, be able to kill more other creatures. Goblin Chain Whirler, get to kill other goblin decks a lot of times, or just other stuff that we're going up against. And then we have Goblin Ringleader to help us find more cards off the top of our library. Ringleader is really powerful, but we're basically removing that because we want more Muxus. Muxus is just so powerful. It does the same type of thing. Instead of 4 cards, it's top 5 or what, 6 cards, and we put any goblins that we find onto the battlefield except other Muxuses, basically. And so it's busted. It's really good. Being able to give all of our creatures haste as well with our War Chiefs. War Chief and Chieftain means that we can immediately tap down Krenko and have a massive board and immediately tack in with them because this is giving other stuff haste, and so if they get +1/+1 with haste. Anyway, you guys know how busted goblins are. Goblins are just the most busted things ever. Going into our sideboard, this is where I might change things up a little bit as we play through it. I think we do have a really good really good sideboard here. Red Cap Melee, really good to play up against the other goblin decks that are out there. We can sideboard that in. Leyline of the Void, even though we're not playing black, if we have it in our opening hand, a lot of times there's some decks that you just straight up get rid of their graveyard and they can't play anything. I'm not sure if there's anything in historic right now that's more powerful enough to want to bring this in just yet. So I'm playing this based off of what has been posted as the #1 deck in traditional historic, and so we're gonna try it out, see if there are decks we want to bring that up against. Goblin Rune Blast should be able to destroy Fiddle of the Deads, other lands that are really annoying for us to deal with. Goblin Trash Master being able to destroy target artifacts, as well as just having another Lord going wide, going crazy. Same type of thing with Krenko and Goblin Chain Whirler. So a couple good cards there. I do think that we could probably bring in something like, actually, let's go ahead and do this. So I almost prefer to have like Sorcerer's Spyglass. We are already pretty good against Ugin decks, but being able to bring in something like Sorcerer's Spyglass against Ugin as well could be worthwhile here. Because if we do run into it, so let's go down to like 2 copies of Sorcerer's Spyglass. I don't think we need another Chain Whirler or the Trash Master in this hand. Why are my numbers so weird here? Okay, it kept saying like we just added 4 cards and took out 2. I guess that makes sense. All right, 2 copies of Sorcerer's Spyglass probably is enough though. So we'll keep going at that. Yeah, guys, don't laugh at me. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Dang it, Devin. All right, I gave you the shout out you wanted, jerk. All right, let's go and jump to the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. All right, up against Trap Maker, bring it on. Playing first, so we are 96% right now. Ooh, and we have a Skirt Prospector, but nothing else. If we hit a land, double Skirt Prospector does get us closer to Muxus, or even... Man, it's an amazing hand. Oof. All right, we're gonna keep it this time. It is awkward. We'll drop, I guess, a Krenko here. Krenko works really well with the War Chief. We actually have all the pieces we'd want to dig for, so drop the Matron, I guess. I know keeping one land in hand is really bad. We are playing best of 3, so I'm going to be a little bit greedy on this, especially on the play. These are basically extra lands for us, so pass the turn. They have the shock. No, an opt, all right. Oh, yeah, that's rough. All right, swing in. If we get to untap with these, we still at least get to play out like a War Chief, and then hopefully into Chieftain and other stuff. Okay, give me land. Give it to me now. Really? All right, attack in. Play Instigator. All right, so now we have 3 mana. I could wait to see if we hit land, untap, and play other stuff. So yeah, pass the turn. This is a little bit awkward. Another Sprite Dragon. Do they have the shock? No! Alright. That's probably game. We did try to draw lands over a couple of turns here. And like honestly, we should have drawn one by now. But we just cannot seem to find it. We even mulligan to try to find more lands too. I just don't know how you do that. All right. We'll wait like one more turn here. If we go land, do we even have a chance of winning still? If they grow these guys big enough, we're done in a couple turns. Like right now, we're already dead in 2 swings. So yeah, we're done. We'll go to the next game and try to not keep a 1-land hand this time. All right, so red cap melee, it does kill creatures that are red. And Sprite Dragons are red. So let's bring in like 3 copies there. Let's drop Incinerator's okay. They're going to have things like Flame Sweep and whatnot to kill us though. So I wonder if Incinerator's not quite as good as red cap melee. So drop the Incinerator, drop 1. Yeah, what do we cut in this deck? Chain Whirlers become a little bit less good. Only a little bit though. Let's drop a Wily Goblin. This deck is actually pretty well fine-tuned, so it's hard to cut stuff out as we're going through it. I guess a Chieftain as well. Chain Whirler can still kill a lot of the stuff we want. You know, let's bring it back out. Okay, one Chain Whirler we still can hit at the right times, hopefully, but otherwise, I think this is the right play. Never have good luck against Sprite Dragon deck. Yeah, we should be able to find more lands. Hey, look, more lands. Now we don't have as good of an early game, but we're on the play. We have Wily Goblin into Matron. Dig for Skirt Prospector. Get to play it out on the same turn with the Wily Goblin, and then ramp up to Muxus. Not the worst play. Okay, Wily Goblin, pass the turn. Kiln Fiend. All right, so also playing that stuff. All right, so this is kind of interesting. We can go kind of crazy with this hand if we wanted to. We can go Matron, find Skirt Prospector, play Skirt Prospector, sacrifice both of these to play Instigator. We're just gonna empty our hand, but we actually get rid of so many creatures it doesn't matter as much. Snoop might just be better here. If we find it off the top, then that's great. Let's just pass the turn. Getting more goblins off the top also means more lands. Hits the Snoop. That's cool. All right, luckily we do have chump blockers for days for the Kiln Fiend, but it's really good. I don't want to play the Snoop out just yet, or the Prospector, until I know we can actually get mana out of it. But I do think we go find the Skirt Prospector here. Or another wily goblin. Where is he? Third prospector. Pass the turn. I'm not playing it out right now. Not until we can immediately get value out of it. Sorcerer Spyglass. Ooh, right. Alright, so no more prospector for us. Dual shot. Take 4. We cry a smidge. This is instant speed. Alright, let's go for... what do we grab now? We can go for the... I want to be able to play Red Cap Melee here. Alright, play Matron, grab Krenko. Or War Chief. If we use the treasure here, we might not be able to play it. So I guess we grab War Chief. Pass the turn. Yeah, let's go ahead and just kill this. Actually, let's see. We don't have to this turn. So no blocks. See if they have anything. Okay, down to 15 is fine. Pass to my turn. We do hit land. Play War Chief. So now we have Muxus online for the next turn. We should still probably go wide. Up to 2 target creatures. Alright, let's go ahead and kill the Dreadhorde Arcanist. All attack. Leave back a chump blocker. Because they can go crazy here. I guess if they go crazy though, they're going to kill one of our creatures anyway. Pass the turn. I mean, if they have dual shot, there's no way that we can still be putting any pressure on and hold up jump blockers. Lava Coil. Cool. Rude. Stormwing Entity. Is it letting us do it? Oh, except unless they're mana abilities. They are mana abilities. Yes. All right, go Muxus. Dang it, I totally missed that. I totally forgot Sorcerer Spyglass actually still works for us. Oops. Yeah, unless they're mana abilities. I totally forgot to read that part of the text there. Killing Fiend comes out. So Stormwing gonna keep swinging through in the air. Red Cap Melee is pretty nice. All right, so swing with Muxus. They let it all through. Intriguing. Let's go ahead and Red Cap Melee kill Arcanist again. All right, sack a Muxus. Sack this dude. Play Muxus number 2. Try to hit a lot of stuff. Maybe I should have done this first. Matron lets us play something from hand. I think we pass the turn. We bring up Krenko. Or the Chieftain, I guess. These guys don't have first strike. They could try to find the stuff to give them trample, though. That could be bad. All right, so Chain Whirler blocks here. And then we chomp and take 5. And we have lethal swinging back, so they didn't give up any blockers. And opponent scoops it up. Dang, all right, sweet. All right, I forgot, yeah, Skirk Prospector is a mana ability, and Sorcerer Spyglass doesn't actually shut it off. It can shut off the Krenko, but not the Skirk Prospector. All right, I think that we just run it back as it is. The red cap melees did seem really good there. All right, up against Trapmaker, keep this. Again, we don't have a ton of 1-drops. Chieftain is nice. Sprite Dragon, okay. Well, we'll just play Wily Goblin. We're trying to ramp up to where we can do big things before they do other things. Nailed it. Shock. Yeah, I'm totally fine with them shocking our creatures that don't matter much at all. That sounds great. Storming Entity, though, does not sound so great. They should just be throwing at face. Yeah, this is really a hard matchup for us, especially on the draw. What can we find here? Maybe this is where we want to have Gem Palm Incinerator so that we can just bring it to hand and have a way to remove stuff. Let's go Snoop. This way we can potentially get more stuff off the top. Pass the turn. So land means we have 5 mana. Getting closer to the Muxus. Down to 10. Yeah, they should just be throwing these shocks to face. We'd be really close to death anyway. All right, Matron. Let's find Skirk Prospector. Decline. If we have another land, we get to Muxus on the next turn. Snoop can help a little bit. Like, there is almost just a one-shot kill if we get the right draws off of Muxus. Like, if we get enough Goblin Chieftains or whatever, it's just so good. Stomps face, that's game. All right, yeah, good game. Not too shabby at all. All right, up against Conan Hawk, up against number 942. Keep this. Play first, absolutely. Mulligan that hand, though. We do need at least 2 drops. Man, the 1-land hands are the hardest ones. I'm going to keep it, though. And drop the Matron, because we have all the things we want. If we hit a land, this is such a good hand. If we go land, then it's busted. Yeah, not the land. So I can sacrifice it to play the Wily Goblin. Make sure that we actually have extra lands. I can replay the Skirk Prospector there. So we technically go up. Actually, we don't do anything that way. All right, swing in first. Come on. So I can play Goblin Instigator, have 2 goblins on the board. Play Skirk Prospector, all of a sudden we have 3 mana. If we hit land, that's a little bit better shape. Yeah, man, I would love to have had the land. Grilled Cheese Sandy, what's up, man? Yeah, glad that we were able to raid you. Have a good one. Or yeah, how are you doing today? Seriously, still no land? This is getting frustrating. Yeah, turn 3 0 land so far. This is... The odds of this are crazy low. I think that we're running... I don't even know actually how many lands is in this deck. I think it's 22. But still, the odds of only hitting 1 land this far is still really low. The fact that this has happened to us twice now... Arg. New to the stream, yeah, thanks so much for hopping on, Phaser dude. If you want to check me out, I'm mostly known for YouTube stuff. If you haven't checked me out there before, do it. Yeah, I probably need to be a little bit more aggressive with the mulligan. I don't know. I I'm fine keeping one land hands a lot of times, especially if we have the chance of drawing into decent stuff along the way. Okay, how do we get up to... This deck can run really well off of 2 lands. And that's why I think that sometimes it's okay to keep the 1 land hands. But really not quite. I mean, honestly, if we drew 2 lands along the way here, we would have had Muxus on turn 3 still, or turn 4. You know, like, there was still the odds of that happening. Now, not so much, though. I could have got out Wily Goblin. It puts us into the exact same shape. Like, right now, we have 4 mana. Wily Goblin gives us 4 mana. And as soon as something like that happens, yeah, Wily Goblin gives us an extra mana that's a bit more consistent. Now we hit the land. Nice. Yep, no blocks. We hit another land, of course. Matron into Skirk Prospector. Play it out. Hope for no more board wipes. I mean, this is what this deck wants to do. Pass the turn. Magma Quake deals X damage to each creature without flying and each planeswalker. It targets both things, so I mean, I guess we can sack this for mana. It doesn't actually do anything though, because they still get to draw the cards. No blocks. Rejuvenator. No, they hit another Field of the Dead for the love. Growth Spiral plays more lands. Yeah, I'm waiting just to see what all they're doing. And they had the Wilderness Reclamation and another land. Whew. That's a smidge brutal. Let's play Goblin Instigator, and then we're going to concede. All right, going to game 2. All right, we're gonna actually draw. Okay, now so Ruin Rabble Master comes into this. What do we cut? Incinerator doesn't do a ton for us, so Incinerator goes away. Chain Whirler is not as good against what they're doing, so we'd probably trim that and just call it like that. With Ruin Rabble Master, or Ruin Blaster, excuse me. Killing Field of the Dead. Sorcerer Spyglass, I don't think really affects anything here. Krenko Mob Boss could be decent, but we already have him in the deck, so I think we'd run it like that. Alright, up against Conan Hawk again. Seriously, come on. Just give me a decent hand. This one is a decent hand. Keep this, drop a Muxus, play Skirk Prospector, pass the turn. Go Snoopy, pass the turn, another Muxus. That's kind of an awful draw. By kind of, I mean like, holy crap, that's terrible. Alright, they go for the Explorer. Doing the things they do. Alright, we do have an aggro play here. If we hit land off the top, so I can play Chieftain. I guess I can sap the, yeah, so auto pay, sacking Snoop? Or the Skirk Prospector, we get in for 5. If we hit land, we get to Chieftain on the next turn as well. I guess it's Snoop. That's a tough choice. Alright, so I guess we go this way instead. Pass the turn. Snoop doesn't let us play lands from library anyway. We just get to cast goblin spells from library. Abandon the goblins place from Gruul. No, we're doing a YouTube video right now. So I'm doing this for at least the next hour. Alright, decline. Wily Goblin isn't the worst draw there. It's not a land, but kind of is a land. Alright, so we have 3 mana. No attacks, pass the turn. If we hit land, we get to Muxus. Not a land. I think we're a little bit too late to go on just the aggro plan. I can Chieftain here, swing in for 6. If they don't find Field of the Dead, we might have a shot there. Snoop does mean that we have Muxus on the next turn, though. We have land off the top. All right. Swing in. Growth Spiral. They find the Field of the Dead. No! We're gonna lose Prospector. I shouldn't have attacked in. Actually, how many? They have the same land, same one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so 2 of them are the same. Pass the turn. We get to Muxus on the next turn. And hopefully it's big, because we need it to be massive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plays out Uro. So they could have another Aether Gust here, which would be pretty painful. But I mean, we came to Uro, or we came to do Muxus-y type of things. So yeah, auto pay. We're gonna sack Wily Goblin and I guess Snoop. Yeah, so sack there. Sack Snoop. We know land's on the top here. Don't Aether Gust me. Don't you dare. No attacks. That's probably just game. Man, I feel like we've been so screwed in this deck, in this game here. We just have not been able to draw the right things. I don't think that we can win this now that they have Field of the Dead online. We know that we're not drawing anything for the next turn. And Uro's already swinging in. Yeah, so we'll go to the next one. Goblin's not working so well for us so far, but we're gonna keep grinding. We should be able to keep this just fine. Skirt Prospector, perfect draw. Up against vampires. Potentially something else, I guess, too. Instigator. Pass the turn. Chain Whirler might be just a really good play for the next turn here. All right, we exile. Maybe it's the Snoop, actually. War Chief lets us get to Muxus quicker. I guess we had enough mana, it doesn't really matter. But we go Chain Whirler on this turn. Smack him a little bit. Snoop is really, really good for us when we can play multiple things on a turn, but pass the turn. Now we just go Chieftain. Obliterator. All right, so we win by going wide. We have to win on one swing now. I guess Muxus lets us get there a little bit easier. So yeah, Plague Muxus, auto pay, sack you, sack you, sack you. Oh, dang it. So Obliterator comes out. We have to sack something. Sack here. And just pass the turn. All right, so we know we have Castle Embereth coming soon. If they play another Obliterator, we're in lots of trouble. That means we can't play with Swing of... Ooh. Yeah, we're going to decline to sack. They'll swing in, no blocks. That's actually pretty sweet for us. We can swing in with everything, even pump the goats here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I think that we actually win with the swing. That was very interesting. All right, how do we deal with Phyrexian Obliterator? It is just probably going wide, so we probably bring in a Krenko. Chain Whirlers are a little bit less good here, but they also cleared up a lot of the other stuff they were playing. Yeah, that Phyrexian Obliterator is really good against us. Let's take out the... Let's see here. What do we trim? Let's trim on the Ringleader. Interesting hand. We have a turn 3 War Chief into then playing a lot of other stuff cheaper. Unfortunately, Snoop and Chain Whirler would be some of the things that we play from this hand cheaper, and they're already cheap, or they don't actually get the discount. We still keep this hand though. It's not a terrible hand. The best draw is a Skirk Prospector off the top. Land's not bad. We don't really ever want more than like 3 to 4 lands, so no more lands for the rest of the game. Please and thank you. Phyrexian Arena. All right, doing damage to themselves. Let's go War Chief. Instigator. Down to 15, past the turn. They have the Flippin' Obliterator. Alrighty then, now we're screwed. Okay, play Wily Goblin. Land off the top. No attacks, past the turn. Please swing in. They're gonna have to kill us before we build a big enough board to go around them. So they are a little bit pressured here. And that'll do it. That's probably just game. Especially because we know there's nothing off the top here. Yeah, I think it's probably just game. They dealt with our board. I don't think there's any way we got out of that. So Chain Whirler has to kill Phyrexian Obliterator. We have to sacrifice things every time that we did it. So I think it's probably better just to go to the next one. And what do we do about this? We could just take these out, maybe. Bring back in the Ringleader. I don't think Rune Blaster does anything. We need probably a little bit better. That's another reason maybe for splashing black for like Call of the Death Dweller, is that maybe we can bring in things like Eliminates or, you know, Cast Downs, something like that into the sideboard, so that we can potentially have removal for Obliterator. Because I don't see how we win against that. All right, we have tap lands, but we have Skirk Prospector into double Instigators into Krenko. So even though these are tap lands are really slow, we have like the perfect hand. So an untapped land, there it is amazing. All right, I think we actually play these out first, now that we have the untapped land. All right, let's go Instigator. Prospector. So we could play out Krenko Mob Boss right now. If they have Eliminate or something like that, though, we're kind of screwed. And we can still play it on the next turn. And we can go like digging for Muxus as well. So I think we just swing in here. All right, they did have Heartless Act, so I'm kind of glad that we didn't do this. Having a wide board is still not a bad plan. Okay, down to 18. Phyrexian Arena. War Chief. We can untap and use Krenko. They could also just have Ritual of Soot. This does give us a bit of Ritual of Soot protection. Let's go for the War Chief. It's more damage right now. Down to 12, pass the turn. Down to 11. I mean, they have a better chance of drawing into their obliterators. Ritual of Soot, okay. Rude. Okay, play Mob Boss, pass the turn. What's up, say my name, how you doing? Welcome. This Legion Zealot, okay. Ah, for the love, come on. Heartless Act, they just have everything. Alright, what are we digging for? I can grab Snoop. We do have enough mana for Muxus, so I guess we grab Muxus actually. So play Muxus, play Wily Goblin. Yeah, so the biggest issue with Phyrexian Obliterator is that anytime that you do damage to it, you sacrifice permanents equal to the damage dealt to it. And so it puts you in a really tough spot. Alright, play Muxus. Try to hit a lot of stuff here. That's a lot of mana. And Ringleader's going to be sweet. So we actually have 3 mana to play things with. No Cirque Prospector, though. Do we play Snoop or the Matron? Matron finds what for us? I guess one of the lords. If they have another Ritual of Soot, though, we're kind of screwed. Let's grab Chieftain. Pass the turn. No attacks. Heartless Act kills Muxus. I'm actually fine with that. Muxus doesn't do a ton for us now. If we swung in with it, it would trade off with the Obliterator, but it also would be so big we'd have to sacrifice our entire board. So, yeah, I don't know. The issue here is if they find another Ritual of Soot. We get to keep the Ringleader. They found it again. All right, we're gonna play this one out though. Make them actually have to swing in. Oh, please swing in. They're thinking about swinging in. We have Chieftain in hand. All right, no blocks, absolutely. What else do you have though? They probably have removal. All right, play Chieftain. I'm expecting that they have removal of some sort. Play Snoop. All right, so they do have the Disfigure. Nothing on top. Bummer. All right, play Wily Goblin. Down to 5, pass the turn. Down to 4. This will kill them at some point. Castle Lockwings can't really be used. They can try to find another board wipe. Another arena, really? Gray Merchant of Asphodel. Alright, they gain a crap ton of life. That's bad. And we're actually dead, yeah. I know this deck can be really good. Maybe I'm just playing it poorly. The other thing too is once you have a deck on the top slot for a little while, other decks start playing around it, you know, to where they actually have good answers for everything. Where this, that's the biggest issue with mono red, is that you don't typically have as good of a sideboard. You just have to try to go for the main combo plan. And I could see this deck just not having enough of an aggro plan right now. All right, play Mountain, pass turn. So turn 3 Krenko, not the worst. Ooh, into a massive board. All right, if our Krenko survives, we are in such a good place here. Okay, play Krenko. Swing in. All right, so next turn we get to play War Chief into Instigator, into creating a bunch of goblins. They all have haste, and we swing in for a bunch and a half. All right, so War Chief. Instigator. Create a goblin. Activate ability. That's a few goblins. Oh, they had the flame sweep. Nice. Dang it. Alright. Trying to dig for more flame sweeps, I'm guessing. Because Krenko still is good just by himself. Yeah, we go for Chieftain. Alright, so they do get back to the Phoenix. That's fine. One drop would have been nice there. Alright, play Chieftain. Create Gobos. Swing in for 6. Pass the turn. Matron into... I don't even know what we're looking for. Probably just another Chieftain, honestly. I think that's the best thing when we have a Krenko plan going. And this is where goblins are really powerful, is that they just have a grindy value about them where everything is good. They also die to all of the board wipes. And there's a lot out there that kill us. Alright, kills the Chieftain. Alright, we can play Matron, and maybe it's Snoop here? We're not too far away from Muxus. Yeah, what do we find? I could go Instigator and create a bunch of other goblins here. Finding another Chieftain, though, probably wins us the game. Actually, maybe Incinerator. How many goblins do we have? We get to cycle, try to find something else, and kill something. Alright, let's go for Incinerator. So first off, do that. Alright, let's just hope they don't have more flame sweeps. This guy also gets to be really big, so 1 mana to make it a 5/5. Alright, swinging in for 8. Alright, so we probably should have gone for the Chieftain. Yeah, I think it's game now. Let's see, 6, 7... I think we bring him down to 1 here. Yeah, we were 1 mana off. Dang it. Alright, good game. Oh, man. Alright, I played that a little bit off then. I didn't think about them being able to just swing in. Actually, wait. Do they not have it? They've got to have a shock or something like that, right? They're digging pretty deep for it. Puts it to the bottom. Did they not find it? They didn't find it. I thought for sure we were dead there. They had a bunch of spells and they had an Arctic Phoenix in the graveyard. Why didn't they cast it and then bring it back? They totally messed up there. They could have killed us. Maybe they just missed the life total. All right. Red Cap melee kills some of the red cards like Sprite Dragons and stuff like that, Arctic Phoenixes. But I think we probably just try to go aggro again. Leyline of the Void could be good. Like this is probably the matchup where that's really good. So let's go ahead and try this out. All right, let's drop a Ringleader, drop Chain Whirler. Let's go to 2 copies. Drop Incinerator's not quite as good here, and 1 Krenko. We still have the Matrons to go digging for whatever we want, so we could actually probably take out a Muxus as well. I'd almost rather have more Krenkos than Muxus if we can still go dig for it, so yeah. All right, we need a mulligan this one. A Chieftain into Krenko is not a bad play, but having Leyline of the Void I think is much better. We are keeping this as a 1-land hand. It's a little bit awkward. Let's drop the Matron. Yeah, Leyline of the Void is really difficult for this deck to deal with. They can just play Arctic Phoenixes from hand. There, we hit the land too. We finally kept the Woodland in hand and it's paying off. Alright, we'll see how this does. Has the Pillar Flame. Yeah, sack a Goblin, that's fine. Alright, play Wily Goblin, pass the turn. War Chief into Chieftain, seems good. This lets us not have to play other lands if this survives. Alright, they have the Shock. That's cool. Oh, please Shock again. Okay. I thought they were going to try to kill this right now. Alright, so no spells in the graveyard means that, yeah, we should be able to deal with some stuff pretty well. Phoenix is still annoying. They can just be swinging through. And we aren't finding our pieces. Come on, one more land and we're in great shape here. Skirk Prospector wouldn't be bad either. Oh, come on. Give us a flippin' land, deck. Not like this. Oh, come on. We are 12. This kind of counts as 13 cards deep, and there's only been 2 lands in the deck. That doesn't seem accurate. There's the land. Alright. I mean, sometimes you just get screwed. This is one of those times. We're going to go to the next game here, and I will update the stream info. Red Cap Melee. So the Leyline of the Void plan did kind of work there. It shut off a lot of their deck, so they were forced to play it more fairly. We should be able to win the fair game. Seriously, 24 lands and we can't find 3 in the top 13 cards. Ridiculous. All right, here's a 1-land hand again. We have double Skirk Prospector and the Leyline of the Void again. I know this is really not the way to be going with it, right? But we keep it because of Leyline. Like, we would be mulliganing aggressively to find that. Again, 24 lands. We have ramp in hand right now. Even just playing double Prospector gets us up to potentially Krenko on turn 3. And... Alright. Come on. Alright, swing in. Pass the turn. Dang it. There's the land. Alright, we did find the land. So I can play Krenko. I don't think that's the right play here, though. So we play Snoop. If we hit another land, or even a Goblin, so the land is on top. Do they have Flash here? Alright, so we have Muxus on the next turn. This is what we were trying to do with this deck. All our dreams may be coming true. They have all just suddenly gone away. Alright, Goblin Matron. Now we want to play a finisher. I guess maybe it's War Chief. It might just also be Chain Whirler. Let's grab Chieftain. If we hit land, we get to play Krenko. Krenko into Chieftain is amazing here. Like, so we have this combo going now. Arclight Phoenix. All right, swings in, down to 17. Play Chieftain. Swing for 4. We are winning the race. But there you have things like Flame Sweeps and whatnot. So we'll see. Another Phoenix. Down to 11. Instigator. Down to 3. Do you have the flame sweep? That is the question. Or shock and lightning strike. Totally possible here. Play the Krenko. Activate the Krenko. I probably just should swing in. Alright, good game. They have it all. They have it all. Gosh dang it. Alright. We kind of got screwed here with the Historic Goblins deck. I definitely might have been piloting it really wrong. I'm totally taking that into consideration that I, Jeffrey, failed this deck. And it's hard to admit that. I want to just make a public apology to all the people that watch this, that I did not win with Goblins. I did win some games, and so I'm not feeling terrible about it, but we didn't win any matches with it. And that's just kind of frustrating. I feel like this deck should be a lot more consistent than it was. 24 lands, and we should have been hitting lands a lot more than we did in this. I don't know what is up with the land system, but we got screwed like crazy in that one. So that's okay. It's fine. We do have Incinerator here. But yeah, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.